The two new polls out today, one showing Trump down 12 points, the other just 5, have some wondering whether polls can be trusted at all. Senior political analyst Hume is here to parse the numbers and figure it out. Good evening, Britt.
Hi, Brett. Trump supporters suspicious about the latest poll showing him, as you've heard, down as much as 12 points should remember a couple of things about polling. Trump supporters complained, for example, that the ABC News Washington Post survey that showed that 12-point margin for Hillary Clinton was the result of too many Democrats being polled. That may or may not be true. There has long been a chicken and egg question in political polling. Party affiliations in this country tend to be loose, and voters often associate themselves with the party whose candidate they favor. So it's impossible to know for sure whether the people who favored Hillary in that poll did so because they're Democrats or said they were Democrats because they support Hillary. Meanwhile, of course, that Wall Street Journal NBC News poll had only a 5-point margin for Clinton, and a virtual tie of third-party candidates are included in the poll. That's better news for the Trump camp, but the average of all recent polls shows her ahead by about 7 points. What's more important is that of the last 21 polls going back to mid-May, not one has shown a Trump lead. And while he's winning Republicans with roughly 80% support, he'll need to do better than that. Mitt Romney, remember, got 93% of GOP voters and still lost. It's impossible not to conclude at this point that Trump is behind. Is it insurmountable? No. It's still early. But he clearly has work to do. Brett?
And the last one he was leading in was the ABC Washington Post
poll, the one that's now suddenly become dishonest in the eyes of some Trump backers.
I want to ask you about Virginia Governor, former Governor, Republican Governor McDonnell, and this ruling in the Supreme Court. And what do you think it means long term?
Well, there's a lot of comment today has been that it will make proving bribery almost impossible. What the court basically said was, and it had nothing good to say about what McDonnell had done, that he accepted all these gifts and emoluments and so forth. What they ended up saying was, but what they got in exchange, what the contributor got in exchange was really not official acts. He set up some meetings, he allowed events in the state capitol, but these were not really official acts. So going forward, what will have to be shown, and even in this case, because it's going back to the lower courts, is there was some official act performed in exchange for these gifts, which is what the court said, was not present here.
Brett,
that's what it comes down to.
Thank you.
You bet.